Hello everyone, today we're diving into a brand new scenario where we ask, what if USA became its own empire? Grab some snacks because it's about to get crazy with rebellions, wars, and even nukes. Let's jump right in. The way that this will start out is, here we are in DC. In DC, we see the president get shot and killed. USA is now without a president. So, what do? They elect a new leader. But this leader isn't really a president. This leader is more of a dictator. So now we have a new country on the map. Not new, but they're bad. This is a charismatic dictator, military sort of leader. And they are going to get ready to attack somewhere because, well, a military dictator would want some new land. So who are they going to attack first? We're going to have them attack Canada. So Canada's capital is about I'm pretty sure it's right here. So, as you can see, that's obviously not good. America is going to use this to their advantage to go and quickly attack Canada. They rush in and they quickly form a spearhead going for their capital. And, well, let's just say they kind of easily capture the capital. However, if you know your geography, Canada has provinces, and this is not their, only providence here. So America is going to start filling up more areas to claim for themselves when they win, or if they win. And they start going around the Great Lakes to kind of cut off any coastal cities they have. Okay, I colored in Canada blue, so that way you guys can kind of tell a little bit easier which is which. So, America, they'll start trying to split Canada in two to get rid of this area here. While this area that they're trying to cut off isn't the most populated, it still is a area. So they're going to form a spearhead and go in to attack. They're going to start filling in here with their troops from Maine. It looks like this a little bit now. So they are, in fact, winning right now. And this spearhead, it does, in fact, work. They reach up here and they start kind of filling in these sides here. And Canada is probably screwed. So they take this land pretty easily. This is over just a course of a few hours. Not hours, probably 2 days, I'd say. They fill in the rest of here and get all of this. At this point, they will use the eastern coast to go and attack Canada. So they're pushing up north here on this side. Well, they're going to kind of adjust the borders so that way they can be attached to Alaska because Canada is attacking Alaska right now. They are forming a spearhead going for the capital. Canada is going for their capital, and, well, they kind of easily get it. So, with Canada claiming this new bits of Alaska, they're going to start forming a spearhead to go through Alaska and kind of split them in two. While they're working on this, America will continue up the coast, and Canada will continue pushing down Alaska right here. They capture all of it, but America keeps pushing anyway. They eventually reach the border with Alaska, and they start kind of going around it to get towards where Juneau is. And they also keep reclaiming bits and bits of Alaska as they move forward. And eventually, through these islands here, they reclaim Juneau and start attacking further into Canada. They push easily through this land. They are forming this spear here because they are capturing Winnipeg right now. Going up here and they capture it fairly easily. However, America has a few too many fronts. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 fronts. And Canada is able to work on getting back towards their capital, and they are able to reclaim some coastline through the Great Lakes. America will keep pushing through here, and they will work on encircling troops here. Canada will do the same and encircle these troops here, wiping out all of these troops. These troops, it's probably about maybe 50,000 or so, and they get right towards the capital, and this is probably one of the biggest battles in the war. But in the end, Canada claims it back after a week of fighting. They start reclaiming some areas around here, but America does eventually push back in and reclaim the capital and get further and further in. Canada surrenders, and let's see what the new borders look like. If you couldn't already guess, Canada gets wiped out, making America much, much bigger on the map. However, America is having some internal issues. Most people don't really agree with this new leader. So we might see a rebellion pop up in a few minutes. However, first, we need to talk about what he is doing to make these people want to rebel. He is changing the court systems so that way it rules in government officials' favors more times than citizens, and people really don't like it. Whoa, look at that. This map looks a little bit different. A rebellion was able to form down here in these southern states. Now, you might notice that these aren't the actual state borders, and that's because, well, not everyone in Arizona wanted to join this rebellion because, well, obviously you can't get every single person to join a rebellion. And then also, there's this green people down here now. This is a new alliance: Mexico, Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, this one, and Puerto Rico. And this alliance is being threatened by America to get attacked next. So they form an alliance, and it's a attack one, attack all type of alliance. But before America can deal with these guys, they have to deal with their rebellion. The capital that they chose is in Dallas. America starts their attack by going down here to split Florida and about half of Georgia away from the rest of their country. And then they start a new front over here and they start spearheading for the capital. However, they block off the rest of the spearhead and they have to keep on spearing through here without a back. So they aren't able to get new supplies or anything like that until they have some more people over here go in and connect through here. They decide that it might be smarter to split some bigger areas away from the rest of the country. So they split here and get rid of all of that, and they are eventually able to take back this heavily guarded zone here. They continue their spearhead down towards the capital. They start getting attacked through here, and they are going into here and over here and creating new different fronts for America. These trapped soldiers are now in American territory and spearheading straight for the capital, which pulls these guys out of where they were so that way they can go defend. And it isn't 100% successful. However, they are able to get rid of all of them. America reaches the capital and is able to devour them, which is really just the fall of them. And that is how this war ends. And if this rebellious state is gone, that means they can start their campaign down into Mexico. However, if they want to attack Mexico, that means that they will need to defend from Cuba, Haiti, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, and this one. Bahamas is not included in this alliance because, well, this happens almost immediately, and they get annexed. America will have an offensive campaign in Mexico and a defensive campaign over here. And you might notice that most of these are islands, which means we're going to add a new layer: the Navy. The Navy of America is going to be all around Florida and most of the Gulf of Mexico. And as you can see, they get really, really close to touching up with Cuba. Oh, that is not how big their Navy is. That is how big their Navy is. Now that they have all of this here, Cuba feels a little bit threatened. And now we have a Navy for Mexico. And now we have a Navy to watch out for. America is going to have to start attacking into Mexico. They're going to go down for the Gulf of California, not Gulf of California, Baja California, and they are going to plow through this. When I say plow, I mean plow. They have their tanks, they have whatever the heck they need to plow right through this. They finish it off in about probably a week, whilst also working over here. Luckily for Mexico, their capital is about down here, I think, like right here. So that is a little far for America to try and get to. But that doesn't mean America still won't try. Don't forget, they have their Navy to attack them with, and they, in fact, use it. And they try going down here and forming a thick little layer of their Navy. Mexico will go and form a bit more in their Navy, going further and further into the Gulf of Mexico. They also go down here to defend, but it doesn't go so well, and they kind of lose a bunch of people, which churns. They lose some Navy. So now their Navy kind of looks like this, which isn't so good, which is just free water for America to go into, and they do, which means that they are able to easily reach the capital from here, and they go straight for it. After a big, big fight, many, many casualties, they work on encircling the capital, but there's one final blow, and it is an attack from Cuba, which is actually all of these countries just placed in one station. They're also attacking through here, claiming back the Bahamas. Now, here in Florida they're kind of just like surrendering because if you remember, they were part of the rebellion. They don't really try super hard to fight. That is until official military come down here to kick them out. They do put up a fight and they go around here and they try and encircle them. But the American Navy does kill them all and that gets rid of them. The Navy also kicks them out from here. And now they have straight attack onto Cuba. And what do they do with that? They in fact use it to attack Cuba. And while they're attacking Cuba, they split them in two. Really, that's just the fall of Cuba after that. And then the rest of these green alliances kind of just surrender over. They know that they're done. They surrender over to America. America continues their naval campaign, attacking deeper and deeper into the Gulf of Mexico, attempting to get rid of as much Mexicans as possible. They continue to encircle their Caribbean kind of lands. They don't get enough of a chance to do anything because America sends multiple bombs into the middle of here, and they kind of just destroy them all. And this isn't even the right size. This is like that. And then the rest of the people are just scared and confused and stuff. The capital here is fully encircled and claimed. And this is the fall of the Mexicans. And now let's look at this peace treaty. And as you would imagine, America is able to gain the rest of this. However, not without internal issues. The government is working very hard to keep everyone in this almost entire Northern American continent not rebellious or corrupted. However, there are outside powers that are preventing any sort of stop to these rebellions, and I'm going to color them in right now. As you can see, almost the entire Asian and European powers, actually probably all of them, are against what they are doing, and these include United Kingdom, France, Spain, Italy, Germany, Denmark, Russia, China, India, and South Korea. They are going to when I say all, I mean everyone, is going to go in and attack America. They make a landing, a very uncalled for landing. They didn't even send a declaration of war. So this is a very uncalled for landing, and it is right next to their capital. This is the most threatened America has been. As you see, they're very close to the capital, and, well, if you can remember, America has nukes. They send some pretty gnarly nukes into all of these countries here. They send 9 nukes into all of these countries. The countries that were nuked include Spain, nuked in about Madrid. France was nuked in Paris. UK was nuked in London. Denmark was practically entirely nuked. Italy was nuked in Rome. Russia was nuked in St. Petersburg and Moscow. By the way, I don't know exactly where they are, so obviously Moscow might be right here, but this is just my closest guess as to where it is. They nuke India, and I think this is their capital. They nuke Korea. This is pretty much just a war crime, and they send all of their final troops and encircle the capital and claim it back. They don't claim it back, they just claim it. And they make sure that it is very, very hard to reach the capital until they sort things out. They elect a new president and are able to bring America back to how it used to be. So now our new world map looks like this. As you can see, everything is now back to normal, the way it used to be. America didn't face any border or land losses because it wasn't really their fault that happened, but they are on very, very deep watch by all of those countries from before. All alliances are back to normal because, well, America is now back to normal. All borders were back to how they used to be, and the world is safe again. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to like and subscribe, and if you have any other scenario ideas, post them down in the comment section below. I post scenario videos on Wednesdays at noon. Make sure to tune in whenever they get uploaded. Turn on notifications so you can tune in. Make sure to check out my other scenario series, What If Civilization Started Over? Please like and subscribe, turn on notifications, comment down any ideas that you have, and thank you for watching this video, and goodbye.